Good morning, Belize. Good morning. This is the morning show coming to you live from our studios here in Belize City. I'm Ernest. With me is Troy. It is a Tuesday morning. It is the 28th day of July, and the year is 2026. And I just mentioned how much days to Christmas, and I forget.
Well, it might be some close to, maybe close to 150, maybe give or take. If you do the math, I haven't done it yet, but
something like that.
it's too early. But we certainly know it might be around 140 about thereabouts, the rudimentary. So for those persons who are counting, where this is where we are within the 7th month of the year, almost
which is
complete.
almost ending this week.
Ending indeed. So I want to say pleasant good morning to all our viewers and listeners throughout the length and breadth of this beautiful jewel of ours. Those of you streaming, we're glad you could join us as well. And if you're celebrating a birthday today on this 20th day of July, we certainly wish you a very happy birthday, and we trust that today and going forward will be a very enjoyable day. As well as those celebrating anniversary, we want to say belated anniversary again to a good buddy there, William. William
That's
celebrated his 30th yesterday.
He
had lamb chops last night. And I bring none to it. But
so guys, what's the
dinner for two?
What's the secret to live so long? Secret of long marriage. The husband said, well, on the first day she's right. On the second day, she's right, and on the third day, I am wrong.
Yes. So there you go. Never accept defeat.
That's
Only
right.
concede. The number drawn last night was in the Bolida was 06.
Hey, well, not spraying recently.
Yes.
Double numbers.
33 was the winning single number on Sunday, and now last night is 06. So if you won, congrats. If not, you could try again tonight, and that draw comes up right here on Love FM and Love Television at 9:10 p.m.
That's right.
You got to be in it to win it, as they always say.
We thank you for joining us. We thank you for choosing us. We are really happy to be here with you on this Tuesday morning, and it promises to be a nice day, actually.
Yes,
not too hot.
The weather will be fair, as they say. Yeah. Fair weather. Tomorrow, they say, might change a little bit to the inclement side, but it helps keep the dust down and the air cool. So
this morning we are opening the phone lines, most of it, but also the Statistic Institute of Belize is always busy, and collecting data and finding out how we live and how many of us are around and what we do and what the unemployment is, and basically that's their job. And we need that information so we can make plans, basically. And I think most of us do that on a personal basis, and we don't realize it's the truth. We pick up only statistics to decide how we run the car, or how run the family, or run the kitchen, or spend the money, or things like that.
Yeah, just like when you're buying your groceries and doing your spot check for prices, that's statistical gathering that you're doing right there. And deciding that how much you got to spend and how much you will buy with what you have to spend, all of those things. So
the folks at the office at the statistic office are doing some data collection and sustainable development monitoring survey, and we would like to know what they're finding out, and that they'll be coming in at about 7:30 this morning, and then they'll be in between our open lines, so obviously you can join us if you have any comments on that. Speaking of statistics, let's go to break, and then we'll come back.
We'll talk a little bit about 7 o'clock. Yeah, we'll break and we'll come right back.
People, not businesses, power the economy. Deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Miranda. I'm a current Galen Eagle, and I'm here to tell you how easy it is to apply to Galen University. I applied to Galen straight out of high school, and the process was super simple. First, I went to the website, clicked on the Forms tab, and selected undergraduate application form. The form was easy to fill out. It asked for my basic information and 3 recommendations. Not letters, just names and contact information. After that, I selected the program that I wanted, signed up, and submitted my complete package, which included a completed application form, $60 application fee, an official high school transcript, a copy of my diploma, a copy of my social security card, 2 recent passport-size photographs. I then emailed the documents to admissions@galen.edu.bz. But you can also drop your completed application package off at our Central Farm campus or in Belize City, at Galen's Belize City office at Bean Building on Chancellor Avenue. Within 10 days, you will receive a response. I got my acceptance 5 days after submitting my application, and I can't express how proud I felt of myself when I read the letter. And that's it, I did it. The process was smooth, quick, and straightforward. Now, I encourage you to come soar with the Galen Eagles.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Battle of the Paddle sponsors are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, Placencia Village Council, WWF, World Wildlife Fund, Sandy Cove BZ Tours, Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environmental Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, Balam Golf, Kareem Gordon on behalf of Mango Creek, M&M Hardware and Service Station, Flowers Vacation Rentals, Primus Villas, Isiana Resort and Residences, 501 Trucking, Ziki Rental Agency, Wendy's Restaurant, Barefoot Bar, Maya Beach Hotel, PAC Protected Area Conservation Trust, and Love FM.
Once again, good morning, Belize. Good morning. And we are 20 minutes away from 7 o'clock. And of course, this is the morning show. Thank you again for joining us. I don't know if we ran a little story last night. We picked up some data, talking about data about Belize. And we were talking about the strength of our passport and things like that. And also, we mentioned how our population is doing. And according to Data World, which our world in data, which looks at the world and does calculates how countries are growing or not growing, or the population expansion. According to them, we are at 420,000 people presently in Belize. 450,000 if we go the way we are by 2030. We won't make that 500,000 mark estimated again at this growth till 2050.
Where they get their data from?
Well, what they do, they look at the data from all over the world And they see
because the
growth
last
and so on.
census from the Statistical
Right.
Institute, I believe, got us about 397,000. That's the last census. I think that was last year that they did an actual
No, it was a
population
little over
count.
400,000. if I
No,
recall
never
right.
dumped 400,000.
No?
That's why it was so alarming. That's why it was a problem, because we were always saying we were around 400,000, 450. We were throwing out numbers, and then the reality came in.
There were 300,
and we were less than 400,000, not close to 400,000, but not at 400,000, and that was a little bit alarming for most persons who were touting the 400,000.
Yeah. I always thought
threshold.
we were closer to that 500,000.
So they had done that survey, and we'll have them in this morning again to have some discussion in relation to that. But it's an interesting point, though, because what they're doing is maybe they're doing some extrapolation and then subsequently doing some forecasting as to where our growth is going to be, and you're saying not until from
2050, we
we're looking
we could be around at 516,000.
looking at the next 24
Yeah.
years more before we reach the 500,000 threshold. And again, a lot of things has to happen for that to occur.
Yeah, and we have to, migration, all these things.
Procreation.
Yeah, procreation. Hello, caller. Good morning. This is Love.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Inquiring Minds wants to know
Inquiry mind want to know.
when the redistricting is going to begin, and if we are going to do redistricting, why is there voters transfers being done right now? After redistricting, a lot of constituencies will be changed. Where I'm living on George Street, I might not be in Queen Square anymore. I could be in Albert. So how could you be doing voter transfers July and August, and redistricting has to be done? And redistricting is going to affect Belize City more than any place else.
Okay.
In Stan Creek, Rodwell Ferguson's area has to be split in two. He has like 10,000 voters. That has to be split in two. So how can we be doing voter transfers if we are seriously going to do redistricting? I think the minister responsible and the chief elections officer needs to come on the show and discuss these things with us. Redistricting is very important and
Okay.
has to be done sooner or later.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning. I'll leave
Thank
you
you.
guys with that. Maybe you can discuss it some more on air.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Well, the transfer is something that happens naturally every year, and it's the part of the process.
My personal
They
view,
shouldn't stop it.
Ernesto, is that after the municipal election, that process has to be executed in terms of getting the redistricting done. And
Right.
redistricting meaning that the divisions have to be in similar size
similar
in terms of
sizes.
voters.
That's the idea. Caller, good morning. This is Love. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Troy and Mr. Ernesto.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Emmanuel Orlando Dassus, Cardinal Half Moon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was trying to get in last night, Mr. Troy, but you had a tight spot.
That's why stay overnight, sir.
Yes,
Talk
yes.
to you this morning.
Yeah, well, last week I said 4 little things that I wanted to discuss slightly with you, so we could have seen some of the problem that people face. Yeah, no? One was, first was, did you know A.A. Hunter, or heard about him? Well, he was a minister of government, and I think he probably hold the responsible for trade and industry. And the problem that farmers had in our days coming up
Alexander
is that
Hunter.
farmers used to, after harvesting your rice and your corn, you will plant 2 tasks up to 5 tasks of beans, and you will sell your beans to marketing board. But many times when farmers carry their beans, the Belize, to marketing board don't bring in beans from outside. So the people were mad because they said that the minister knew they were planting beans, but they still allowed the people to import beans, and they were saying that those ministers was the representative of the people within that category who are into the trade business. That was their gripe, no? So that also show you how land farmers they take lead against the people take lead in these things. Then when we talk about the rice, when they take away the rice mill, it's over 100 odd farmers. How can 100 odd farmers in a short time decide something if it do? As Mr. Troy would tell you, if you go somewhere else, if you can't go to the A, you're going to be, you know? Then the next one I asked you about was if you ever heard about Mr. Henry Flowers. He was a surveyor.
Yeah.
Because then Mr. Hector was saying about people who used to rear chicken for sale. But Mr. Henry Flowers was one of the big farmers who had a big farm in that old piece of road left in a Ladyville where they cut off and put it in the straight highway, you know, a piece of back road. There was a big farm, Henry Flowers, who used to produce chicken.
The whole Lake Garden area.
Then the other place was the Kara, I remember Kara Chicken Fight, but I don't know the official name of that place. That place is right in front of Nova on the opposite side. There is still a standing building there where we used to process some chicken. There was a factory also there producing chicken for the Belize market. So there was also some information like that, right? So people need to know the fact, you know, mix up with the say. And I mean, actually, how do you think we could have get from this problem with the land department? So he said, well, maybe we could do emails or certain things that make appointments. But poor small farmers from up in these places are people who want the land. Some of them don't even know who to email, how they were helped. We may expect that government would have set up something in place to help those people. I don't want to take up much of time because then, you know, people don't want to get in and some people get in and they don't want to get out. So I want to come out and listen to you.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Okay. Very quickly, just to not hot scotch, let's finish with the redistricting component, is that it's designed to make each division, and in this case, each 31 division, at least in terms of voters and the electoral role, to be as equal as possible. They're not going to be exact, but you have a margin plus or minus, give or take, maybe a 10 or 15% in terms of size. Now, as it relates to transfers, that will not change. That will have no impact on the redistricting, because if you move to point A, if it is that there is a redistricting and an area is either consumed by another one, then that doesn't change where you live or where your address is, because what you're basically doing when you say you transfer, you're basically saying to the election boundaries, I move from Penn Road and I gonna live the Freetown. Right. That's all it's saying.
But you still vote where you want to vote.
No, you vote where you register. You vote where you register. So in the event that the redistricting consume Freetown into a different...
absorb you where you are?
Yeah, that's the division you will vote in, but it doesn't change your address.
Good morning, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Yes, concerning what that guy said about the small farmers, I noticed something that government does not care about small farmers. And what they do is concern their big investment is the larger people who invest, and then the poor farmers stay aside. That has been always the political issue on all governments.
Okay.
What do you call a small farmer as opposed to a big farmer? Who's a small farmer?
Yeah, okay. For instance, you have the big green in open in Orange Walk, the Mennonites. You don't have no support because there is no market for small farmers. If you produce a large quantity, you have problem to sell it.
Are you a farmer?
Yes, I am a farmer.
Do you have any communication with the Minister of Agriculture or because they're always here telling us they're visiting farms?
Minister of Agriculture, that's a waste of time.
What about?
It's a waste of time because doesn't matter how much time you try and make appointment to talk with the minister. Hey.
No. But why would you want to talk to the minister? They have people, according to them.
Bring concerns. Bring
Sometimes the minister is not even agricultural.
Exactly.
Small farmers can be developed.
They have field officers that, as the way I understand it, that they visit farms.
Yes.
They have
I
meetings
said
with
that before
farmers.
on a talk show a couple of months ago. I said it. When you talk to a farmer or farmers demonstrators, you have all promises, but
Where do you? Well, maybe.
To execute, when it comes to execute
All right.
what you want, it's hard.
Let us help you. Let us help you. I know they're listening. Tell us where is your farm? What do you grow? And what are your problems?
My problem is market.
What do you grow, sir?
We grow corn, we grow all kind of things.
No.
We do agriculture, and we do
No. You have a farm. Let's be specific.
We do corn, we do tomatoes.
When you say we, who is we?
Me and my sons.
Okay. And where is your farm?
In the Sand Creek district.
In the Sand Creek district. How big is your farm?
We have 20 acres of farm.
And what are you growing on that farm right now?
Actually, we are just planting corn to see how we can get a little how you say that, a little income out of the corn.
Okay.
That's the only thing that we can sell. Because when we say we will grow, if we try to do vegetables in a large quantity, we don't have no access to the market.
You don't have access.
When we start retailing, we retail and we don't see no kind of
Okay, that's interesting. Well, sir, I know they're listening. That's why I wanted to specifically know where your farm is, because I hope somebody gets in touch with you and finds out, because they come here and tell us that they are meeting with all the farmers and make sure that they can sell their vegetables and what the price is.
I agree that, but to execute the program is the trouble.
So you can't sell any other vegetable that you grow. That's what you're saying.
Yes, I sell it, but little.
No, I don't understand.
I cannot say if I invest, like for instance, if I invest in seeds like $500 in seeds, and my labor and everything, maybe it might when I do my sales and so on, I might you listen to this carefully, might do a $5,000, might.
And that would be what?
That is with all kind of stress.
And that would okay.
What?
Well, I hope they're listening. I mean, I don't get that. I know.
Thank you, caller. They're listening. One viewer is saying, what's the possibility of forming cooperatives among small farmers within your area, whether or not that is pragmatic?
That forming a cooperative is a lot of waste.
All right.
My brother once upon a time said it is hard to deal with a bunch of with a herd of cattle.
Yeah, all right, Carl. I hear you.
A bunch of people.
Thank you.
Okay, so your farm is in the Sand Creek district. You say you have tried, I guess, to grow like tomatoes and lettuce and things like that, and you can't make a living off that.
Can't make a living.
Okay, so you're trying corn. You're trying corn now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, caller.
Well, they're hearing you. They're hearing you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I come back to the same issues. I think you had raised the point of our population and how that affect our progression and our growth. And it's about finding the opportunities, but our mindset has to be adjusted. We always look at the other person because that's what we do. We compare and complain. We have to, at some point in time, decide what is going to work for us. We compare ourselves to the Mennonite. The Mennonite are us,
Yeah.
The Mennonite are Belizeans, but they have their culture in terms of their ethnicity, allow them to work together as unit. You know how many people own, just for example, Quality Poultry Chicken? They might have about 100 investors, you know.
Yes.
Shareholders.
It's a community effort.
But
it's their own type of cooperative.
But the point is that sometimes by ourselves we can't make it. But we have to be able to yield from time to time, because not every time I can be the leader in a group. Mm-hmm. So I might have to, for the benefit and good of the group, but at the end of the day, it must be about the bottom line.
That's right.
And that's where we should be focusing, the bottom line. If we come together, you have 20 acres, I got 30, 50, we end up with 100 acres, that's enough for export.
Hello, Carlo, good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, you're on the air. Yes, good morning. Yes, this is, I had called about a month or two earlier about a problem we have on Cemetery Lane. If you remember, I had called about the dust problem we had. Mm-hmm. And City Council that comes every 3 months and throw some new material, and the material turns to dust and it goes into our homes. Mm-hmm. Now, the last time when I called, that day they came and they brought the water truck twice, morning and the afternoon. Since then, they have been doing the same
please,
thing.
excuse me, you have to turn down your radio for me or your TV. Please turn it down, because you're confusing us. We're hearing you and we're hearing the TV as well.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay. Okay, so we'd like to ask the council to come and finish the street that they had started.
Okay.
We had good tar here. Yeah, we had a couple of holes, but then they used to come and fill the holes. They decided to do the whole thing. They rated all up, but they didn't finish our half. Now, if you see what we're going through, and remember, we just went through years of this new canal thing that they built and installed at the Abra Bridge. We had some days when we had like 100, like 900 sacks of cement twice. That's 1,800 sacks of cement that they poured. Imagine trucks lined up with all that dust that we swallowed. And now we have to swallow this dust, please.
They brought the cement but never used it?
No, they used it, they poured it, but what I'm saying, while they filled the trucks, they brought the cement, poured it into the trucks, that mixed it right here, lined up sometimes 3 at a time. These trucks rolling, we had to put up with that noise beside the dust and the cement dust. And we have been doing that. I'm an older guy. I'm 74 years old. And to be swallowing this, I can feel it in my lungs, believe me. So please, let's get something done.
I'm not sure.
All right.
Pour the street.
But they cement the street, you're saying?
They cement the street?
No, not the street. They cemented the canal bottom.
Oh.
Instead of, then remember again, they just came and they had this big hula with this Yabra fish market. And what do you think happened? The guys are still cleaning fish and selling fish at the bridge. You know, and they have problems with the dust. The Chinese shops, they don't open until 4 in the afternoon. Why? Because of the dust, and they have a young baby. They can't take the dust. Come on, please. I hope.
All right. Remind us again where you are.
I hope he's listening.
All right.
Cemetery Lane, no?
Cemetery Lane, yeah. Come on, finish the job.
We need help, man.
All right,
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Got you.
Yeah, Cemetery Lane, that's off of the Abra Bridge. Yeah, I think for a time now, that road had started to deteriorate, and they've kind of not done much with it. It's a small street. It's a narrow street. But it shouldn't be left like that, because it's a main thoroughfare coming off the Yabra Bridge. Right. It's an access for you to get to Regent Street.
I have the same problem in my little street. You know, it's become a thoroughfare now, and it needs to be repaired, but I don't know where on the schedule that is. All right, it's a minute after 7. We take a break. We'll be back with more on The Morning Show.
Ready, set, paddle into into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Battle of the Paddle sponsors are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, Placencia Village Council, WWF, World Wildlife Fund, Sandy Cove BZ Tours, Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environmental Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, Balam Golf, Kareem Gordon on behalf of Mango Creek, M&M Hardware and Service Station, Flowers Vacation Rentals, Primus Villas, Isiana Resort and Residences, 501 Trucking, Ziki Rental Agency, Wendy's Restaurant, Barefoot Bar, Maya Beach Hotel, PAC Protected Area Conservation Trust, and Love FM.
Welcome back, everybody. The time is 8 minutes out to 7, and this is the morning show, and our lines are open. You can give us a buzz. We started talking about the population, and Troy is reminding us that to be progressive, and if you want to make yourself better, you have to be ambitious. You have to want it, and if you want it, you have to work for it. And to work for it, you have to make sure you find the right avenues to get there. You know, they have a saying,
Right,
Troy,
Glenn?
that it's not only what you know, it's also who you know.
Well, it's a combination
Yeah.
of putting in the effort.
That's right. You need to educate yourself. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning.
What's going on?
I got a question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
What is black and white and red all over?
Black and white and red all over.
That's right.
Watermelon?
No, sir.
Not black and white. Red inside.
You got black seed, and you got white, and you got red. Yeah.
Yeah, black and white and red all over.
That's right.
Yeah. What is that? Educate us.
Huh?
What is it?
It's a newspaper.
Newspaper. Read. Red.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Past tense of read. Red. I hear you. It's not the color red, but it's actually read.
It's red all over. Okay.
Good one, there, boy. Good one.
All right, good morning.
Morning. Brain buster. Good one.
Well, okay. Let's. He mentioned newspaper. Those are dying.
Newspaper?
They print.
Dead?
Well, no, you can still buy them.
For who?
You can still see them. I buy one at the buy. I still buy.
No, but I said it's dead.
I can still pick up a Wall Street Journal or a New York Times or a Miami Herald.
Yeah, but they're not printed in that extent.
No, not anymore. No, you can still pick up a couple of magazines. Magazines were the thing.
Reading.
But reading is important.
Yes.
That's the part. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mr. Mr. Choi.
Morning, sir.
I'm here again the call back, Mr. Choi, about when I call about the all farmers when they get affected in a Punta Gorda with the rice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a lot of them, like thousands of them. Who could have given you better feedback on that?
No.
Mr. Rikenia.
You mean the minister? Oscar?
The minister, yes, sir.
Okay.
Because I made a haul rice with my truck out of his village, and I made a haul for at least about 20 people out of his village.
Okay.
When we have a lot of rice. And they have all of them other village where they produce rice also. And, and then the marketing board stop. See the people them.
Stop back.
So then, like months after them, I have to fight with the government to make them could get.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2009, 2010, something like that.
Okay.
But are they don't have a cope now, and PG is selling rice again for the farmers?
I don't know.
Good while now, I'm not gone in that area to really check out what happened, but I'm gone dead.
But there is rice out of Punta Gorda on the supermarket shelves now. Yes.
I will try to find a minister and ask him, caller, to get an update.
Right, they could ask him because a lot of them may get affected. I think he may get affected at that time.
He's from San Pedro, Colombia, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I could ask him what's going on because that village is a big village.
But I know they have a kind of cope now, man. The marketing board is buying rice and they're packaging it.
Well,
there's a new brand of rice out of PG on the shelf.
Well, that should be good news for you, caller, because you could.
There is rice, as far as I know. I saw it recently. And they came here and marketed it, and it has something to do with the marketing board. Purchasing rice in volumes. And they are making rice in PG. They are selling rice out of PG now.
All right. Well, check that out, and I'll check in the meantime to caller.
Okay. What I would like to say maybe before
Yes,
I die.
there's rice back in PG.
How much time you got? You just said before you die. How much time you got?
Well, I'm not too sure.
Limit yourself.
Yeah, I don't like to see the government do something better for the farmers, man. We take lick.
But somebody's saying yes, there is rice back in PG. So,
Yes.
So
as far as I know.
So that you have to get back in at the groove.
Yeah, where I say now that the government needs to stop do them things. Why they have to?
Which thing, man? Which thing? We just tell you rice is back in PG.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't blame nobody right now. Rice is back in PG. 2010, the Barrow administration shut it down. That's what you're telling me. So this crowd opened it up back. So there you go. If you want to talk politics, that's how it works.
No, it's not politics.
Yeah. But I'm just pointing out to you the difference in ideology.
I like to see a change happen. To what
well, I've been told, and Ernesta is concurring. And somebody texts me and
said, I know we have vegetables in the supermarkets and they're all grown here, and then they try to control the contraband. So I get the impression that the ministry and its staff is working hard with farmers. If a farmer is left off or you're not in the groove, well then maybe you're doing something wrong.
What I would like to see that make we not input sell outside of the country, because everything piled up in the country.
You hear about that they talk to El Salvador, that they talk to the Caribbean.
But that's a good while.
Well, these things take a while. I agree, maybe it take too long, but I mean, it's not, maybe they try to speed it up. You have to understand, no country wants to buy from another country, Everybody wants to produce their own thing. That's the dilemma we have in the world. The president of the United States are the best example right now. Everybody don't want to buy from nobody else.
Then just buy.
Yeah.
The country we don't need to try to link up with.
Well, that's why El Salvador in fact, I think they signed a memorandum just last week.
Partial scope agreement
we're going with a partial scope agreement to them, because they don't have a lot of farmland.
But to your point, Carla, you need to go check what happened at PG, because it's happening right under your nose.
Okay.
So come your truck.
I told you hear that,
They say rice is going to Guatemala. The rice is being sold internationally.
As far as I know, we're trying to export. And I know I bring up the name El Salvador again, because it's a good market. They don't have a lot of farmland.
Thank you, Carla.
Okay.
Yes, you're going to work for a truck.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good. Because I think that was the cook said. His call, he need to get some work for his truck. So
no, it's not that
I'm
praising anybody, but I mean, if something is happening, again we come back to it. You have to find out if you want to find out.
Well, it's a fact.
Yeah.
And I've gotten the confirmation.
Hello, Carlo. Good morning. You're on the air.
Your position.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
In the past, the Belize Marketing Board did the purchases of the rice from big pots.
That's a farm.
The system was before the crop. We would go to the Belize Bank and get an overdraft, which the government of Belize shouldered the overdraft. We buy from the farmers and give them a check, and they walk away and go do whatsoever they want. But after 1999, everything changed. Everything changed. The new people that got in probably never knew the system or how we operate, because all the older heads retired. So that's the dilemma with the marketing board. You get an overdraft, you buy your rice, you sell the rice, and by December, you clear off the overdraft. And everything after that is profit.
So wait, hold on. You have to clear that up for me. What are you saying? What's happening now? The farmers are not getting paid?
They get, then they try to sell, then they pay.
You know what? They tried to sell what?
No. What he's saying is that what I think he's saying is that the marketing board is now getting the rice from the farmers, like on.
Farmers.
They don't pay them for it right away.
They do like first payment, then they mill it, then they sell it.
It's something like the sugar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most commodities.
Yes.
That's how it's operated.
Yes.
It's operating like that right now. In the past,
like the sugar, yeah.
Times change. Government can't back you up.
That's right.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I don't know what the structure is in marketing board.
The other thing is
I don't want to.
The upland rice should be seed rice, not for milling. You get a higher price for seed rice.
All right. Well,
I just want to say, some rice is better than no rice, no?
Yeah.
I don't know all the details, Carla, but I don't get your point. I mean, you're like they say, if it's working, I would think.
Well, it's not working to the satisfaction of the farmer.
Are you a rice farmer? Are you a rice farmer in PG?
No, but I worked at the marketing board for 15 years, Ernest, and we know the system.
I know that, but things have changed. You want the marketing board to remain the same. They work a lot differently now. They are like agents. They buy and sell like everybody else. That's what they do now.
That started under our time because we used to buy all the potatoes and all the carrots and all the onion. I used to distribute it.
Mm-hmm.
And we need something like that for the tomatoes and the cabbage and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's always limitation when you deal with perishables, because you have to be able to store it and all of that. And what we don't have is value added, and that's where the opportunities are slipping us by.
We need a canning industry.
And we say that, we keep saying that and keep saying that, but people don't want to come together and farm themselves in groups so that they could pool all their resources together to be able to do that, to pay for the factory. And so they're waiting for somebody else to come and do it for them. And then when a foreigner come and do it, then
you have investors who are willing to do them things?
Who?
You have investors, international
investors. So where are they? Why they haven't come and do it?
The thing where we don't have the volume. We have quality.
Continuity. No, you didn't have exactly. You didn't have population and getting together.
Well, the only it's not so much population because we got the land, and most of the land is arable. What we need is the unification of our people, because the farmer called earlier. He have 20 acres. And he's in his own little corner, and then somebody else have 20 over here. But if they come together, the economies are scale over create 40 acres. That yield is even more impressive to an investor. But we don't do that.
No, because the two of them want to be boss.
Sorry, make me face back. You could round up 200 head of cattle before you round up 10 people together.
Well, we don't go through that. That's not business. That's mindset.
That's right.
That's not having the wherewithal to do what we need to do. It is a mindset. You are repeating what the farmer, the same 20-acre farmer called and said. It's the same thing, that we can't get together. Then we look at other groups that are together and see, and to us they are prospering, and we look at that and we
instead of emulating it, we criticize it.
A
good test right now, Troy, is the same the National Bus Company. Mm-hmm. Let's see how that will work. Mm-hmm. Because there's only so much the government can do. I think it's a good effort.
Ultimately,
but see how much resistance we'll get from other groups to form that.
There's somebody saying that PG is expected to produce over 2 million pounds of rice this year.
Well, we'll have such rice saturation. I think we're having that already. Mm-hmm. Hello, Carla. Good morning. We're 22 minutes after 7. Welcome.
Hi. Good morning, Ernesto and Troy.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to say that the rice industry is functional in PG. I think it's close to 3 million pounds of rice every year.
Okay.
The marketing board is assisting with the spraying and the harvesting. And I want to say that agriculture in the country of Belize, and we have, I listened to the callers this morning. What they're saying is that they want government to do this or that. But all successful farmers in the country of Belize don't necessarily need to depend on government.
Okay.
If you are a farmer who do rice, beans, most of these people have markets for their place. What we need to do is the government needs to be on top of things when we produce excess, that there isn't importation of it to compete. But the farmers want you, I always said they want government to come give you the seed, they want government to come sow the land, they want government to give you fertilizer and maybe even sell it for you too. And that is not the case. Government is there to make policies and to stop importation. And these in Toledo, anybody who has corn, beans, any product has unlimited market to sell to Guatemala. So
that's what I've been told right now. Somebody is texting me to say that any amount of grains, there's a market for that. So it's a unification that we need. He said the farmer need to get their head out of government, let them be independent and respectful. Many of the problems among the farmers are distrust among themselves.
Right.
So that probably is what is holding us back. We don't trust each other.
Well, what I'm saying, Troy, is exactly that farmers depend on government, and the help that they want for government, you are not basically a farmer. They want government.
They want government take all the risk.
They want government come and plow your field.
But then you're not a farmer if you don't do that. You're not a farmer then.
And then exactly what I'm saying, all successful farmers in Belize, I say how much help they get from government. I want the Belizean people to answer this question. All the successful farmers in Belize, how much help they get from government? Because you don't need government to come to your farm every day. What you need government, if there's a certain disease outbreak, the technician tell you what to treat with.
Yeah.
If there's a certain disease coming, the technicians tell you what to do. That is what the government is there to do. They're not there to plant the thing and harvest it. And many people will hear me right now, I get vexed with me, but it's the truth. And I leave that with you guys.
Thanks very much. Well, that's the kind of mentality we would want to shift from, in the sense that the level of dependency that we have, and because we are waiting around, nothing moves. We're waiting for the government to do this or whatever the case may be, as the caller is pointing out. Maybe not to that extreme, but the point is that if you constantly wait on the authorities and they don't come, so what you do, there's stagnation. And so the important thing is that you have to be aggressive. When you look at, say, the Mennonite community, they realize value is where the value is, in volume. So they go out and they find as much arable land as they could find, and they buy it up personally, they buy it as group and units, and then they produce in large volumes, so that when they export, the economies of scale allow them with a wider profit margin, so it could share better.
I think one of our callers here sent me a message, and he used the word, if you want to become a big farmer, he said the Mennonites are a farming community.
Yes, community.
It's a community. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Yeah.
You're on the air.
That's not again, Sir Troy. Belize River Valley. No depend on government figuring not make a government no give Belize River Valley not much. The people here arrange themselves, pay for their own training, get their training done through agriculture department and cooperative department, and when time to register the group, the Department of Cooperative refused to register this group presently right now. They came up to attend the meeting, and the Sunday, instead of coming to our meeting that they promised to come, they went to our old group and reorganized.
But hold on, Mr. Dawson.
50 years.
To be a cooperative, you don't have to register. Me and Ernesto could decide right now that we want to be partners. We don't need no official piece of paper.
No.
If say me, Mr. Dawson, and Ernesto and work together towards this particular project, we need to stop pigeonhole ourselves.
You are a cooperative. You got to have a registered
Cooperative is only a concept. Cooperative is only a concept. That's all we're saying. You have to come together. These Mennonite no got no registration, no way. There's nothing registered said they are a Mennonite cooperative. But they understand that we are all in this together, and that is what binds them.
Yeah.
So I am saying, don't use that as an impediment.
Right.
That is.
If the River Valley wants to get together, you can all get together.
I don't know what the
and form your own
circumstances
group.
with what you're saying.
And just
but
go ahead and do it.
You don't need
and
no
laugh
piece of
at
paper.
government in the end.
You don't need a piece of paper.
2013, they've been trying to get the land where the facility is. And up to this present moment, we can't
Go with your own land, man.
with
You're
land.
not going to look for nobody give you no land. Let our own land, the River Valley. Put on the land together. I know many of you all in River Valley have large tracts of land. Use on a land.
A grant or a loan, they want to
Use your own land.
for that land that it
But
belongs to
Mr.
you.
Dawson, you all are finding reasons why you can't, and I'm saying why you can't.
There's no saying no reason. There is a reason, because the land need to have the certificate that the land belongs to the group.
No.
There's no getting away from that.
Each of them person where they join into the cooperative better bring something to the table.
Yes.
You bring your land, you bring expertise, you bring
And your
something.
land got value.
They have the livestock. They have the everybody have their own.
So
Everybody
why you can't?
But they want to sell communally together. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, do it.
They'll do it. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing is stopping.
You guys sitting down there and say, "Oh, everything easy."
No, man,
But
I'm not
we
saying
who
that.
live it
We're
know
saying
it.
we're saying
we live it.
we're saying it's hard. That is why, as a matter of fact, you are the third person that is saying that Belizean can't work together. Technically, that's what you're saying. You're saying two callers before say it's better to put a herd of cattle together.
Hampered by certain elements in the government association. They hamper the people intentionally.
Well,
so I don't know. I'm sure you.
That's why when I talk anything, I know the guest thing. I live in thing and I was 70 years, and I know what is going on with this government. I see it every day, and I live it for the last 70 years.
Okay. All right. Well, you just stay where you are then.
But that is going to be the issue, Ernesto, because we have to find these impediments and hurdle over. The other groups that we deem to be successful, like the Mennonite, I'm sure if you listen to their story, it's not no walk in the park.
Let me just ask you something before we go. Let's look at it from my point of view. You and others are a lot more familiar with the Belize River Valley than I am. Mm-hmm. How much of the Belize River Valley is owned by Belizeans?
Nearly all.
All right. What
Nearly
kind of
all.
value you think?
They're all Creole-based people.
How many acres are we talking?
Oh,
huge. Exactly.
Huge enough to make it meaningful.
You think you have like three? Let me be a devil's advocate. You have 2 or 3 big landowners in that area that own their land,
yes,
and can prove they own their land,
yes,
and that land has value, right?
Yes.
So you either want to do one of 2 things with that land. You have to develop it or sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on where your priorities are.
Yeah, and if I have a large tract of land, and I got somebody who got 100 head of cattle where he don't have no land, we partner together and say, listen, you use my place for graze, and we are cut and deal, and either you pay me one lease, or when you sell your cattle, I get one lease cut. But that's how you work together.
You have people around there who may have nothing to do. Marie Sharp always look for pepper. Mm-hmm. So let's plant some few acres, man. You go water it and you grow it. That's my land, we share the profit.
There's a way to work things out. Cooperative doesn't mean it's a piece of paper.
No.
It's a concept. That meaning coming together where you pool your resources in order to get a bigger yield. Because economies of scale, as we talk about the National Bus Company, that is
the problem
the benefits
with
going
that,
to come from.
Troy, is that this group of people will have to decide who's going to be the leader, and the rest will have to follow that person. Mm-hmm. I think they need assurance through government, by forming the cooperative on paper that they could trust that leader. But you don't need that.
But even with that doesn't give you no trust. that is just semantics. The Mennonite community, they farm themselves. They have their own mayor. So yes. Spanish lookout that they go through their own election on their own, and they select their mayor, and people need to emulate some of those things. If it is that we're saying that is something that we want to aspire for, then look at how their system works. Study it. And you will find out that there's some things you can use. Not everything you will want to participate in. Maybe some of the cultural issues and so you may not want. But try to find the good things that are working, because a couple of things you have to listen. Where I think Lascelles always call and remind us that these people go to bed early, they wake up early, and they don't drink alcohol. And that also make a hell of a difference. Well, I'm saying he always calls. I'm not repeating what he always says. But we got to go to break.
Yeah, 7:33. We'll be right back, folks. This is The Morning Show.
Good morning. Mainly fair and warm conditions will prevail today, with some changes expected for tomorrow. And in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and then partly cloudy tonight. Showers will be isolated. Then high temperatures will reach around 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 95 inland, and then 82 up in the hills. Low temperatures for tonight will reach around 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 inland, then 67 in the mountains. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being light chop to choppy. Then high tides occur at 8:51 this morning and at 10:19 tonight. Low Then high tides occur at 8:51 this morning and at 10:19 tonight. Low tides at 4:26 this evening, then at 3:14 tomorrow morning. The sun will set at 6:27 this evening, then rise at 5:31 tomorrow morning, while the full moon will rise at 6:04 this evening, then set at 5:27 tomorrow morning. And now for the extended forecast. There will be cloudy spells with a few showers or thunderstorms expected mainly over some northern, central, and offshore areas on Wednesday. Activity should gradually decrease by afternoon, then redevelop over the south late on Wednesday night. And next, we have the sargassum update. There is a high chance that more sargassum mats could impact beaches, especially over the northern half of the country during the next few days. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the North Atlantic Basin during the next 48 hours. And this has been this morning's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome back. This is the morning show, and we're at 18 minutes before 8 o'clock. In the studios, we have some friends from the
Statistical Institute of Belize. Tongue twister, no?
Yeah, and they're here. We have Christian Oriana, who's the manager, census surveys and administrative statistics at the SIB. And Anya Mejia, good morning, my dear. And she's a statistician at the Census Survey and, of course, Administrative Statistics Department at the SIB. Good morning.
Morning.
I know you are always getting into people business. You know, this is statistical business of these.
Statistics are probing.
Probing.
But necessary.
Definitely.
Yes.
For us to plan or the future of the country. We were just looking at some figures from the Worldometer and our population and so on, and I know we don't. That's not your main purpose here today, but you have what you call a Sustainable Development Monitoring Survey about to start or already started.
We have started already.
What is the Sustainable Development Monitoring Survey?
Okay.
What are you looking for?
So the Sustainable Development Monitoring Survey, or as we call it, SDMS for short, it's a national survey conducted by SIB with its main goal being to provide a fuller picture of well-being within the country, but by combining many different topics into one single survey. Some of these topics include, for example, health, diet quality, access to land, safety, unpaid care services, and many more. And the main goal actually of the survey is to provide data for SDG indicators that we host on our website at www.sib.org.bz. You can look at the BNSS portal, and you can find a host of data that we collect, but more importantly, you can find data for SDG indicators that we collect data for.
This sounds a lot like the what they call happiness survey. You know, they have this thing they do every year, the happiest countries in the world. I think we were, I don't remember where we were. How do they take this kind of survey without us knowing, or they come to you?
No, well, in terms of the happy, we don't. I think they use a lot of indicators, but we don't know the methodology. So
they say they mostly use the things you just mentioned: your security, health, your future possessions. But most of it had to do with security. If you feel secure in your environment, and I think this is something you're looking for, aren't you?
This survey
to find out how satisfied we are to be living in Belize, or what the challenges are. Because what kind of questions are you going to ask?
Okay, so we have like 10 to 12 indicators that we want to compute from this survey, which are SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, which is looking at improving lives. And before we know how to improve, we need to know where we are in terms of the numbers. So some of the indicators are like the prevalence of drinking alcohol, prevalence of using tobacco, you know. Also another one would be the diet, you know, what are people eating. Also another one would be like unpaid care. We are asking households, okay, do you spend time washing clothes, grocery shopping? And then we ask them, okay, how long does this take? And we'll be able to quantify how many hours a person is spending in this unpaid care. So those are some of the indicators that we are capturing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question would be, in terms of walking through, I gather you want to cover about a sample of about 3,000 households.
Yes.
So basically, you have people out right now on the road and in the various vicinities within the country doing these surveys. What's the general approach? What should people expect? And timetable, how long such a survey is expected to take, and things like that, to kind of alert persons what to expect. You've just started on the 19th of July based on my notes. So it's still fresh. So many persons may not yet been covered. So enlighten the general public what to expect, because obviously in certain communities they will start see some of your people moving around, right?
Okay, yes. So the survey did start on July 19 and it should conclude on August 22nd. You should expect that persons will visit your household in various areas throughout the country. And when they visit your household, they will be wearing the SIB vest, which is a beige vest, and it has the SIB logo on it. They will also have an ID card that has their picture, the SIB logo. It also bears the signature of our Director General, Ms. Diana Castillo. And they will also be traveling in vehicles that have the SIB logo on them. If someone comes to your house, we greatly appreciate if you participate in the survey. But if you want to verify that this person is actually working for SIB, you can always call the office at 822-2207 and, tell the office the person's name, and we can verify if this person is working with us.
Okay. And generally, what time allotment you have to say complete one of the survey forms?
It depends. It's like the estimate is different, like from house to house, because the length of the questionnaire depends on how many people are in the house. But on average, it would take about 60 minutes to complete the survey.
About an hour.
Yes, about an hour.
Okay. And how do you go about selecting the households?
So through a census is when we visit everyone, all households, and it's through a census that we're able to collect a list of all the households in Belize. So for our survey, it's a sample, it's a subset. So from the entire list of households that we have, we randomly select 3,000.
So, but for a survey like this, let's say you say randomly, you might end up selecting lower income households.
Yeah.
You're going to get a different response than if you select upper income households or middle class households. Do you have your households categorized in those rankings?
No.
As on income?
No, and that's why we don't categorize them, because we want to get a true picture. We don't want to get a picture of just the higher income.
No, I thought you would sample from each one or something.
No. We just, let's say the sample is 3,000 and that 3,000 is distributed in the 6th district, and that's it. Let's say Corozal is 500. We randomly select. We don't apply another category.
Okay.
So that when the results come, it's not talking just about high income or lower income. We want to know everyone in general.
Well, we were talking about middle class this morning, which is the income group that manages, makes the economy move in any country.
Yeah.
And so a question I have is, how big is our middle class? I understand it's reducing, it depends. If I listen to the UDP, it's people that get poorer. Listen to the PUP, people that get richer.
Yes.
Only you guys have the answer.
Yeah.
So where are we?
So that analysis, we haven't done that analysis in terms of the class by income, but something that we can do, but we haven't done that.
But I would think,
Yeah.
So, but you select at random, so you'll be doing like 5 in every district, 500?
It depends on the size of the district. So like Belize City will have the highest number of households. Yeah.
All right. Because through all these surveys, my household has never, I'm not complaining, but has never been included. How you?
Probably, maybe my wife. I think once when they did the
census,
the
regular census,
but not of recent.
So,
in terms.
to make it clear, like, what kind of questions are on the form?
Okay, so
you said you asked how long you're washing clothes, things like that.
Also, we ask about. I can say some, and I can say others. Like, do you drink alcohol? How many years have you been drinking alcohol? Also about cigarette. Also, we ask what kinds of food do you eat, if they're eating a balanced diet. Also, we are asking questions about what have been your experience to access to essential services, like with government, at health institutions, with the education. What has been your experience accessing these services? So those are some of the questions. I'm not sure if there is any other.
There are more questions, but these questions are answered by one randomly selected adult within the household.
Right.
And these are more sensitive questions, but so the topics include like discrimination, if you have ever had an experience with corruption, if you have had a dispute, for example, maybe you had an issue with land or housing with your landlord, and also if you have ever voted before, and what's your experience with that?
You don't specifically ask what party you are?
No.
You don't do that?
No, we have to be subjective.
And you don't document names, do you?
Yes, we collect names, but it's just to establish the structure of the family. For example, just when we're asking the question, we can easily refer to that person, like how old is Christian. So like that, it would be easier for the respondent to know the answers. But at the end of the day, when we get the data, we just use it to produce numbers, tables,
Yeah, of
figures.
course. It has to be, you're just getting a random image or figure of what we are like. At the end of this, would it give us an idea of who a Belizean is?
Yes, that's the
Would
base.
we identify what a Belizean, well, what if you had to draw a Belizean, this would be basically the image. Are you going to ask questions like religion? What religion are you? Do you go to church?
No, we don't have those.
You don't ask those questions?
No. So the data will tell us how is the Belizean population is doing in these indicators.
Okay.
Like these 10 to 12 indicators which we shared before. Like,
but
what's the percentage of the population that drinks alcohol? For example, that's the.
I could answer that for you. I mean, you could just go to the beer makers or the rum makers and ask them. They'll tell you, or what is their favorite alcohol? You ask that?
No, we're not asking.
You're not gonna answer
No.
Which one has which one is selling more?
No, we're just asking basically like, have you ever drunk before, and like at what age did you start drinking? Have you ever smoked before? At what age did you start smoking? What are the types of things that you smoke that have tobacco in it, for instance? It's like, questions that the general public will find easy to answer because it's not very personal.
Right.
But it will allow us to collect rich data that will help.
What my first reaction here is that it depends if you're addressing a woman or a man. If you do
does the question vary? Or your style of questioning vary from genders?
No, the questions don't
because
vary.
if you do a survey of 100 women and ask them if they drink alcohol, most of them will tell you no, as opposed to if you had 100 men, I'll tell you yes.
Yeah.
And that manages the response and how we look at things.
It will be across, and that's the answers that we will be getting. We will be able to answer the questions, okay, what's the percentage of male drinking alcohol, percentage
or
of
at what
female,
age you started
or at
drinking
what
alcohol.
age, so all of that data will
be there. You talk about health, diet, and different things like that. How intense that kind of questioning goes in terms of your health questions, and so what one would expect questions to be asked?
So the health questions are really about the drinking and the tobacco use.
Oh, okay.
And then the diet questions are more, it's like asking you yesterday, what did you eat? And then instead of just asking for what the person eat, we actually ask like a series of questions. So did you eat golden plum? Did you eat eggs? Did you eat milk, yogurt? Like an extensive list, and then from there we can determine the nutrition of that person based on what they said yes to that they ate yesterday. And yesterday because that's easier to recall.
Right. I know you're looking for specific things, but
Mm-hmm.
would this also show what people, we are so proud of our diversity, and we are different people, and we have awesome food in this country. Would it also show you what we eat in different parts of the country?
Yes, I would say definitely because,
they eat more tacos in Orange Walk than we do, right? They eat more meat pie in Belize City.
We would be able to.
Yeah, we would be able to tell you that.
It's interesting data to find out. Do we eat 3 meals a day? Is that habit still standard? We have tea, what we call dinner. If we still do that, or because of working, because more people, I remember going home for lunch every day was a thing.
Yeah, we would definitely be able to tell that.
And that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
We don't go home for lunch anymore. So that means our diet has changed.
And what I was saying, the sounds small, is
Yeah.
of 3,000 households.
Yeah.
Is that a fair representation?
Yeah, before we establish a sample size, we want to make sure that that sample represents the population. So in Belize, we have a roughly estimated like 110,000 households. So the sample is 3,000, and using some formulas there, we ensure that that sample will infer the population at the national level.
Okay, so you could get, using that sample, whether they think it's small or not, would be able to give you all a sort of overall picture of the overall society.
Yeah.
Is that a normal number? Amount?
It depends on the indicator that you want to compute, and also up to what level you want to disaggregate the data. So we're looking more at the national level, to produce these indicators. If you want to go to a lower level, then your sample size have to increase.
So you're looking more from a macro standpoint
Yes.
than more micro.
But most of our surveys run around 3,000 households.
Right.
When you look at the timetable now, hereafter, when would one expect to see sort of rolling out of the compiled aggregate data to be presented to the public for us to get an idea of some of the achievements that we would be able to derive from what you collected?
Yeah, we're looking to have these results, preliminary results, by the end of the year. We can have these results shared with the public.
So you'll be able to put that data, those data in and then extrapolate thereafter, no?
Yes.
If I was to ask you specifically, what are you looking for? What is the main objective?
Okay.
How healthy we are, or again I come back to the word happy. How happy we are, how safe we feel. I mean, what's the end objective?
The end objective is for us to be able to see how is the Belizean population in these 12 indicators, which we already mentioned some. So that is the end objective, And this is the first time we are doing this, computing these indicators. We don't have past data.
Okay, so there's nothing to compare with.
Yeah.
So it is, right now we will see where we are. So that is the main objective, to see where we are with these 10 to 12 indicators.
Okay.
But then at the end of the day, you get an image or an impression
Yes.
of basically how we are living.
Yeah.
Okay.
The software that you're using, that's reliable?
Yes.
That you'll be using to do the extrapolation and possible interpretation too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. So in about a year, by the end of the year, we'll get a good idea in terms of where our health nationally is positioned. Some other components of a household will be able to get that as well, in terms of the dynamics areas where there might be what percentage of our population are going under, say, domestic violence, discrimination, all those, some of those abstract components are going to be able to be extrapolated from this particular collection as well.
Somebody wanted to know if we're asking about owning your own home.
Yeah.
That's in this one?
Yeah.
How many
Yes.
owns
Owning your own home or land.
Or if you're paying a mortgage or something like that?
Not necessarily the mortgage, but more so like if you own
your property,
your own land.
Yeah.
Whether it be like for residential reasons or for agricultural reasons.
Okay. So actually, if you have property.
Yes.
Basically property. Another issue comes up to me is that we have this data from the UN that our median age is now 27 and under. The population is 50% is 27 and under.
Yeah.
How, in that 3,000, how do you know how many you're interviewing 27 and under, and how many 27 and above? Because if you interview me and ask me these questions, and ask you, we'll get two totally different answers.
Yeah, so
on this whole, you may be interviewing 2,027 under who don't not have their own roof yet.
Yeah.
How do you figure? How do you know that's not happening?
That is a very interesting question, and we have seen this in previous surveys. For example, from the census, which is all households, the entire population. Just as an example, the distribution in terms of sex is roughly 50-50, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is from the census. Now, when we look at previous surveys and we look at that same indicator, which is the sex distribution, we can see that it follows the same distribution. From the 3,000 households, we can see that the distribution in sex is 50-50.
Right.
So this is about statistics. You reach a point that when you don't reach this number of households or population, the distribution is established. So no matter how more you go, the distribution is there. So definitely those are some indicators that we track to make sure that the sample is tracking.
Is well represented.
Is well
across
represented.
the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the truth will be then, because of the population skewed towards the younger persons,
Right.
then clearly the statistics will show that there's less persons that own their own home,
That's right.
because that's how the population is skewed. And so based on the survey, I figure you'll be able to pick that up as well, because you'll be interviewing more younger persons than older, because you have more younger persons living here right now.
Right. You know, because what's your population numbers right now according to you all?
The estimated population is around, this is mid-year estimate, is around 418,000.
Okay.
Roughly around that.
That's what I heard a few months ago from you all. And this data we just picked up is same over like 421,000, which, you know, give or take, there's always a room for error. And we're not having, we are having babies, but not, the average is what, 2?
Less than 2.
Well, it's less than 2.
You have a baby. Any lasting comment or anything that you want to leave with the general public for them to be alerted on?
Yeah, just we want to thank the Belizean households, you know, for opening the doors to the SIB and for participating in these surveys. You know, without them, we won't be able to produce these numbers. So, just to we appreciate their time, their participation.
Yeah.
So, we are still out there in the field. So you can expect an interviewer like an ASID with the vest ID that would be knocking your doors, asking some questions. But it's just for us to understand the Belizean population.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. We want to understand them too, no?
Yes.
Every morning we get calls and we don't understand them.
Yes,
We don't understand each other at all.
Some people like to say that the statistics don't tell the true picture. But I guess it's each individual lives differently. But when you're looking at the whole, that's when things are kind of balanced out. And that's where sometimes people don't really, they look at GDP per capita and people say, no. Some people earn, I know people earn less, yes, but this is the average. That's where most of the time we get lost in that concept.
We forget that it's an average.
Yes, indeed.
One area I noticed you talk about corruption, and that goes directly to the public service, basically, doesn't it?
Not necessarily.
That's when the question is asked. That's where everybody's mind will go.
But corruption is corruption.
Yes, corruption is corruption. You know, and they have to understand that.
You just have to be with it.
We associate that directly with that. But corruption
people steal from private business same way and do corrupt act the same way. Banks got people where they send home teller left, right, and center with doing corrupt act as well. Not that it's not out in the public domain, but they're asking these questions, from my understanding, on a one-on-one basis, and so you're just wanting people to kind of comment whether or not they've been exposed or participated or seen or heard or known.
Yes.
And so it's not only confined to dealing with public service.
No, but what I'm saying is traditionally and culturally, that's how we associate
Yeah,
it.
but then that's why that's why we make
so when a question is asked, you need to
that's why we make so much mistakes.
Corruption, right?
Yeah, and the questions are very specific to avoid.
Yeah, to avoid that misconception.
Yeah. So, I'm glad that you make the question more structured so we don't
more
make that
general.
mistake.
Yeah. Because that's where they will jump.
Yeah.
Right away. And again, it's one of those things we must understand.
Last night, very quickly, because we got to go. Talking about the diaspora voting, and instead of we focus on that, somebody would call and say, but we can make Guatemalan vote. Change the whole conversation. No, nobody will remember about. So that's what we do. We make the mistake because we go to an emotional event, and then at the end of the day, we change the conversation, and then we affect our own benefit.
We lose, we don't have the full meaning of what we are talking about, and we go off and
we don't know to
discuss
stay
it without knowing
focused.
the details.
Our problem is we
of
don't
what it
know to
is.
stay focused.
Like what's happening in the US now with the word communism.
Yeah.
You know, selling that communism in the US, and they don't understand what communism is.
Why I like
socialism.
economics and deal with numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
right?
very
Numbers
true.
don't lie, and that is the fact. 1 and 1 will always be 2, unless you want to get cute, then you can be something else. But it will always be 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks again very much, guys, and keep up the hard work.
Thanks
we
for
need to
having
know who we
us.
are
Yeah.
and know about ourselves, and some of the results we may not like.
Yeah.
But, you know, reality is reality. Christian, Oriana, and Hanyama here. You take care.
Thank you.
We'll find out, and make sure you come back and tell us
Yeah.
what you found out.
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely.
We could do some surveys and some other things, you know. I mean, we'd love that, you know? Like who more popular, me or Troy? Would you go out and do it?
I don't lose.
The emotions will be removed. The numbers.
I will tell you which households to go to.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more here on The Morning Show.
Taste of Belize is
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yes, this is the morning show, 13 minutes after 8 o'clock, and you're in tune with Love FM and watching Love Television, or basically listening to Love Television.
Yeah, somebody said here, the Belle Rive community, which I think is the Belize River Valley, has gotten many opportunities in the past, but for some reason they never seem to keep the course. You know, the issue here, like I said, it's not so much to kind of delve into the specifics, or to kind of lay any blame situation.
No,
because that's not my objective. My objective is to our persons to try to seize the opportunities, more looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. You know, because when I hear the discussion from Mr. Dawson saying that, well, I think one of the impediment is the fact that we couldn't register an association for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't believe that there's any impediment why you can't register an association once everybody is on board. But be that as it may, that should not be a hurdle that stops you. It should be a hurdle that you get over, because you don't have to have a registration for me and you to partner and unify. We can have an understanding, because that doesn't bind you anyway. That doesn't make any. Six, seven of us coming together and say we are a cooperative and an association. That doesn't put any bind officially on what I bring to the table and what you bring to the table. So it's really just more for semantics. But coming together is coming together.
Hello, Carlo. Good morning. This is Love. You're on the air.
Good morning, Don Ernesto. Good morning, Mr. Gab.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Don Hector.
May I just interrupt your beautiful order by making a little announcement that may be worth in history. The record of service to the nation of Belize was held by George Kettle Price by 92 years, 8 months, 4 days when he passed away. There were no other nearer persons with that service given. Yesterday, the 27th of July, 2026, I happened to broke that record of service. Remember, we joined together, you know. George Price joined the same time I joined the PUP on the 29th of April, not actually 29th, it was on the 3rd of October of 1950. I, as a junior member, George Price as a senior member, along with Golson, Richardson, Jex, Tavin Rudon, and all the rest. Okay, so we joined, and all along we came hand in hand when we became the first mayor. He became the first mayor of Belize City. I became the first mayor of San Ignacio. Okay. When he became the first minister or premier, or first minister in 61, I became a member of the House. When he became the premier second, I became the minister in his first cabinet. Nevertheless, all along we have served together. And yesterday I break it by 1 day.
Yeah. But today there are 2 days.
92 years, 8 months, and 5 days.
But today there are 6 days.
So I hold that record today as the oldest member of the peaceful and constructive Belizean Revolution of 1950.
The oldest living member.
As the oldest member in the People's United Party. There's no other one older than I. I am the oldest member of the Order of Distinguished Service, and other little things, you know, too many to mention. But
they applaud that.
Yes.
It's something that the young generation to take into action. And of course, I can say that my hands are clean up to now. Nobody can tell me.
And I expect for getting dirty.
Unblemished record I have, unblemished. So I thank my Lord, thank God. Thank you all for giving me options to come on your radio shows, especially Troy with the business over where we argue things and here and there. But it has kept me alive. And I'm still going strong for many more years to come. I don't know how many, but I'm going. So
yes.
Thank you all very
yes,
much.
Yes, we congratulate you on that accomplishment.
That's right.
And certainly wish you all the best going forward, a longer life so that you could continue making the record even more extensive.
Well, the point I get from that is that we are here to allow free speech and give you a chance to express yourself and talk about us, basically. We don't have the resources to do intensive investigation into a lot of subjects, so we do it this way, and we create thinking, and we create discussion. Hello, caller. Good morning.
How come the man no mention Sam Waite, man? How come the man no mention Sam Waite? Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody is saying that Sam Waite is but I think what Don Hector was pointing is that he joined from the beginning. I'm not sure if Brother Sam was
from the beginning.
Was from the 1950. Sam might be one of the oldest serving parliamentarian, maybe, but I think what Don Hector was pointing out that I
was
started
in the original crew.
I was a part of the original crew as a junior. I take his word for it because I was not wrong. but that's what that might be the difference, caller. Why he? But Don Hector could always call back and give us a little history of Sam Waite, because I'm sure he would have served along with Sam Waite as well while he was there, because Sam Waite was, I think, Kaya South, I think, was
Good
his
for you.
constituency.
Good for you. I remember that.
So he could call back and kind of give us a little history on when Sam Waite joined, but I think not to be distorted, what I got out from Don Hector is that I started same time with George Price. George Price was kind of the benchmark,
right?
And I believe that I have now surpassed
from being there from the day first.
Now, so
he knows all the secrets.
Yes,
you say hand clean, but he knows all the secrets.
He obviously was younger than George Price.
Yes,
and so he's saying now that I have achieved George Price's age when he died, so that makes me living longer than George Price and serving longer in the People's United Party.
Simply means probably Mr. Price had more pressure, right? So that's
why
why he died earlier, right?
Remember, he fell and hit his head.
Yes.
It was an accident that caused it. He didn't really just up and passed away. He had fall down or something in his tub, hit his head, and then had brain issues, and that's what contributed to his passing.
Which, not to change the subject, but speaking of population and brings you to age, not having enough babies, and 50% of the population is over 27, and as far as I had heard or read a while back that about 10% of the population is over 60, and that gives it quite a number of persons who are older. And if you're in that age bracket, please be careful and take care of yourself. You don't want to fall down, because falling down is one of the problems we have
usually,
as we age.
Yeah, when people say, I was listening to a podcast with a doctor, and he was saying as you get older, we believe, especially for older folks with the hip, that we often believe that we fall and then break the hip, but he says most of the time the bone is so brittle that the hip breaks and you fall. So it's not the fall that broke the hip, but many times when he is an orthopedic surgeon, of course, and so he was making the point that the bone get brittle.
That's too sure, because as your bones get brittle too, you start losing your balance.
Yeah.
And that causes you to
sometimes fall too.
fall.
And maybe that, but he's saying that many times the bone was already broken before the fall. And so probably the fall would not have broken the hip, he's saying. So it's something that we need to look at.
Okay, let's hear from our callers. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Ernesto and Mr. Troy.
Good morning,
sir.
I will try to be very brief. Starting off, not 100% positive, but with opportunities. No, that man called earlier about Belize River Valley. Over between 3 and 4 weeks, I've been trying to get some cohoon oil out of the area. I had to buy a little bit of, actually cohoon kernel.
Okay.
Because I could do it, I did experiment with it, no?
Okay.
Whole of Saturday. I would say half of Saturday. I did on the phone to try. Talk to 3 people who were involved with the industry, but I can't make any headway. Right? We can't get something basic as get the cohoon out of the valley. So I basically almost give up. And I could probably use coconut oil, no? But for a Belizean product, cohoon will be a little bit more exotic for the tourists.
Okay.
It'll be good, better for everybody. Right? For the valley, for the young people in the valley. But it's very hard. So I think they need help in a way for figure out how to market that product, no? How to get it out to the rest of the country.
Okay.
So that's my peeve this morning.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully by calling, I know really break bridges, but I mean, anywhere.
The reality is the reality. That's your experience. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know.
But I would have still want it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because cohoon is something where from a long time I've been interested in.
Yeah,
And I don't need 55 gallon or I just need a little bit. And I don't want the kernel because we had the experiment with doing a cold press.
Okay.
And then that will open because they use heat. They have to cook it for get the oil, and that takes a lot of
destroy
water.
the nutrients. They normally
and
say.
that also it takes a lot of water, take a lot of energy, take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
Cold press. Thanks very much, caller.
But I had a second thing that I want to bring up a little bit more positive. You've been talking about the Mennonite experience, and I'm not a Mennonite.
Okay.
But I've been I'm the person who wrote a couple of books, right? But let me tell you a little bit. If you research there was this person called Johann Cornels. He basically transformed the Mennonites from a religious worldview to more from business.
Productive, yeah.
More productive. And I will bring out the book. I will at some point in the next couple of months I will send one for you guys to just read. Take a quick read.
Appreciate that.
So what happens is that the Mennonites came out with something called the Radical Reformation. So they were they had Luther and Calvin and so on. They were more, when they did the Reformation, they were more center. The Mennonites were way on the side. And then they were, and this man, Menno Simons, he's the man who brought them back into the centrist kind of amongst the Reformation. So he kind of slowed them down. But the one who transformed them into a economic powerhouse is a man by the name of Johann Cornels. He was into sheep and mostly between sheep and wheat. But he did a lot of experimentation and a lot of documentation of what works. And the most important thing that he did though is the education reform. And that is documented in papers from the 1800s. That prior to him, the school was a workshop, but he converted it into a classroom. And all of these things are historical documents. And a lot of it is in Winnipeg in Canada.
Yeah.
Exactly where JetBlue, where the thing is, WestJet will fly out of.
Yeah.
Winnipeg City is a very important city for connection because from Ukraine they went to Winnipeg, then to Chihuahua, then to Belize. Anyhow, I will send a copy of the book for you.
Yes, Carla,
It's not a technical book. It's a novel for young children, because I want the people at Belize to get to understand.
It's a novel based on facts.
Yeah.
Yes.
True events. Thank you,
I will
caller.
send it. Hopefully, it's not finished complete, but you will see. You have a good idea. I will send it, and that's why I'm interested in this Cahoon kind of thing, because it allows us to try to figure out how to solve some of our problems with other people's experience of working together and so on. Anyhow,
Thank you,
take care,
caller.
gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody says stores should be taken to Duck Run and other western villages supported by the Mennonites. We like to hear it, but religion and faith plays a big role.
In making them productive or not?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it says.
There are differing opinions on that. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Troy.
Yes,
Good morning, sir.
Dawson, just
Cahoon,
the
Mr.
gentleman
Dawson.
just asked about Cahoon, no?
Yes.
There is a factory in Flowers Bank,
Flowers Bank.
and there's also a gentleman who I know harvests Cahoon.
You know got a number
Remember
just so we
Cahoon-
could share with the
Cahoon-
caller.
And Cahoon, huh?
You don't have a number so you could send here so that the caller could hear to call.
Yeah, well, I will let my number right now, right?
All right,
Then I
okay.
could inform her.
Okay.
Remember Cahoon, the number annual thing, you only come once a year or the beer and drop off. So you go, if you don't get enough and put enough, I'll save it up, have enough.
Right.
But mine's at 613 8497.
Okay, 613-8497.
613 8497.
Okay, so the
And
caller.
Mr. Trice, I want to do something for you, Mr. Troy.
Yes.
I want you to check out the bank and ask if any association or cooperative will register could save money in their business. See what I tell you?
No.
Yeah,
We're talking two different things.
As long as you got a legit income, you could save in
Yeah,
any bank.
you could show what,
You
your
don't-
source
you don't have
of
to label it.
income. But the point is this: is that coming together is a different complexion. If you want to farm and have your piece of paper and that sort of thing. But right now, to beginning, you tell me the last time Mr. Dawson called, he said, "Listen, we have large tracts of land. We need access to these lands, and I have some people with cattle. So I own the large tract of land with us to sit down there. Why I can't allow you to put your cattle on it, and then we work out something. That doesn't need no lot of paperwork
We just had a diaspora conference, and the main topic there, the discussion is where can I invest? You know what I mean?
So
it seems to me that with a little bit of contact and communication, you'll find somebody at least gonna look on the land and say, you know what, we could.
Well,
grow
I
something
like
and
that.
so on.
Like in this case, with this Cahoon thing, that Mr. Dawson reacted, 613-8497 caller, so that at least there's a point of contact for things to happen. Because, like you're saying, some persons don't know where to turn because things are not always glaring.
Yeah, and they're not. They're not organized.
Yeah.
And I think that's the word. You think because you have to sign a paper to form a cooperative to become organized, you don't need that.
No.
You can organize yourself. If you have enough people and you put it together, one objective, you could find it. We have a company comes here and offer loan up to $20,000 for a business, a small business. I mean, they don't ask you to be a cooperative. They just want to make sure that you're manageable, you're running your business, you're making some money, you're making a profit, because they want to.
And you could decide whether or not you don't have to pick the cooperative structure.
No.
You could pick a company structure. You could pick any structure, because one of the things that we don't do in this country as a practice, because I don't know what's the purpose, but we never pool our resources together. Because cooperative is one mechanism where I could bring kind, but you have shareholders as well.
I will answer that for you. You know what our problem is, and which we are proud of? Our diversity. Our diversity. We have different cultures and different ways we approach things, and that may be a hindrance. It's 8:33. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And this is the morning show. We have a few more minutes to go. We're 22 minutes away from 9 o'clock, and we've been looking at several areas of interest. We hope as I always say, we want you to think. We don't want to tell you what to think. And we're looking at, because of how the callers direct our conversation and the narrative, we try to not come up with answers, but to try to be objective about how we handle the situation. And one of the things that we keep saying, and Troy keeps bringing it up, is we need to work more together. Instead of whenever an idea or an opinion comes up, the first thing we tend to do is criticize it, instead of taking the subject, and if it's an important subject, and discussing it objectively. We get emotional over it. We throw in the political preferences, and like you say, we divert from the main. We divert from the main topic sometimes.
And the conversation
we miss the forest with the tree.
Yeah.
And that we need to change that.
I harken back to last night, because the main subject here was dealing with how do we justify or find a mechanism or work around to see whether or not there is any possibility at all within reasonable sense that you could get people in the diaspora to participate in an electoral process in Belize. But try as you might, callers and tend to just segue into their own emotional position.
Exactly.
And therefore forget the object component.
The big picture.
That what we were trying to do is to find and discuss about how these people, because they try to justify it with some other anomaly that they consider to be wrong. So technically saying two wrong should make a right now. And so that don't change the conversation.
My first reaction to that, Troy, immediately, right away, is no. Not a vote.
No, I agree. You could have a position.
But that doesn't mean I don't want to talk about it or convince me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tell me, there's a lot of money to Belize. I mean, okay. Okay. But from my experience, I have met a few Belizeans living in the United States, and generally they have no interest in what's happening. They do have opinions, or they do have well, I shouldn't say they have no interest. They have an interest, but usually.
But voting is not one of them.
Not one.
To vote in electoral politics in Belize is not something. And I have not had one experience, other than a small group of people who meddle in our politics from abroad.
We do have a few.
The general people that I come into,
me too.
Citizens and so of the United States, have never said, I want to vote in Belize.
They are interested in the country, obviously.
They would complain about crime,
things like that. And at the end of the day, the conversation always turns around
to talk about wanting to come home.
Let's go to Twin Peaks, or let's go to Walmart. It's. And I'm not saying maybe there are some, but when we talk about hundreds of thousands of Belizeans, that's the diaspora. But what percentage of that?
And they're not only in the United States.
No.
They're all over the world.
Yes. All over the world.
Yeah.
I was in a small little town in Canada many years ago called Drayton Valley, and we went to fill up at a gas station in the middle of nowhere, kind of cold. And when me and my daughter in the talk, the gas attendant said, "Born off from Belize." I mean, and like that. So, you have to convince me of why we should allow them to vote.
But the first question is why.
Yeah.
The question is why? How would it benefit me here, living here, and how will that benefit you? Just to make you feel good? Because what benefit will be derived from you casting a vote in somewhere where you will not live, you'll not be, you'll not exist for any extended period of time?
SIB should do a study on how much of that diaspora money is right now invested in Belize. Hello, Carlo. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
Yeah, Belize, Lenny. We're good.
Yes, about the diaspora. I am an American Belizean. Belize where I am Belizean. The United States know that. The State Department know I am Belizean.
Yeah. Well, Trump wanted to change that.
Now what happened, there I was two-time elect vice president of Belize Association of Florida.
You live in Belize, Lenny. You're not diaspora again.
Over there is always make sure Belize first and make sure that we get things to Belize. ABC, whatever the problem will happen. No politics, just Belizean. We hold fundraiser to raise
You see how they don't distort the conversation.
So the October fest that Belizean from Europe, Asia,
distort it.
and the United States come to Florida to appreciate Belize. We present everything Belize. We take them musicians from Belize to perform over there for the world.
Well, that not happen often enough. Nothing of that you just mentioned happen often enough. We have a lot of artists here right now want to go. Would like to go.
Every year. Every year. And whatever money that was get from that, we use throughout the year to help with whatever.
So you are saying that the diaspora should be allowed to vote?
No, you see, the thing is, if you are a citizen of the United States, you can't vote here. You shouldn't vote here.
That's right.
And we know some people that try and they take away the citizenship. That's history. See? And again, and my passport, American
So why is this agitation? Why is this agitation?
People get it. My passport have place of birth, Belize.
Yes.
So Belize is on every Belizean passport that is an American that gets an American passport.
Yes.
Belize is
but you just said American passport.
Yes.
You have Americans who are born in Belize.
Yes.
And their parents are Americans, and their passport will say born in Belize. It's where you're born.
Where you're born.
My wife was born in Indonesia, and the passport, she's been here like for, I don't want to say how long, but she's on her like fourth or fifth passport. I said born in Indonesia.
Came for years, but Ashcroft Banya was from a British family.
All right.
That's right.
So there you go. So there's
the thing.
Yes.
So we decided and try 100% agree with you with what you are saying and what you delivered last night. Now, what was remember Tell Me Beyond? I already said for bring down the rate of taxi fare in Belize through the program. Can't get for them discuss or show a dialogue with the people in charge. You go to the office, you spend money, I spend money, ABCDT all over Belize. What a Belmopan.
Where you want to bring down?
I never understand what you want to bring down.
What you want to bring?
What I want to bring now that each Belizean American, if they have an American passport, Belize is on it, place of birth.
Yeah.
Or
That doesn't change it. That doesn't change anything.
See? But the people is missing.
Because when you got when you got that passport, you pledge allegiance to that country.
To the United States.
That's right.
That's why you go from the one judge.
That's right.
And swear in.
That's right. And if you go to the United States, pledge allegiance to the United States, and you don't vote there, I don't know, you're not a good citizen? So that question, like, do Belizeans, how many Belizeans vote in the United States?
Well, if you're a citizen, you can vote.
Yes, you can vote.
If you're a citizen, you can vote.
Did you vote?
Again, remember, every Belizean that is in the United States are not citizens. They are
No, we
residents.
understand that.
No, we know that. We don't talk about
Residents can't vote.
No, then one,
card
the
holders can't vote.
resident could come to Belize and vote. But then again, Belize that's why they have the law. You have to be reside at that address for 2 to 3 years. Isn't that so, Brother Choi?
It's a year, I think.
No. I think it's 90 days if you
months.
can show that you're residing at a spot for 90 days.
Yeah, 3 months.
You should be able to be registered. That establishes you because you're a person with a Belize passport.
Remember,
you have a Belize passport.
They used to bring in voters from planes. I was looking when you were talking, Brother Chai, I was looking for that document there with the plane with the Belizean there, with the airport.
Yeah, but that's our whole act, because what I explained last night is that yes, you had persons who were on the voters list who went away. They never come off the voters list because the list never get cleaned.
Right.
But in 2018, when we did the re-registration, those persons came off because those persons would have had to be able to establish themselves. But to say on the old list prior to 2018,
they use that.
That's when person left the country.
They bring over from Guatemala and they place
it. Misunderstand and the twist up things that was straightforward, simple things. Now the diaspora every day, the diaspora. If it wasn't for the diaspora, many people would be under more duress than
That's
it
true.
is right now.
Agree with that. Agree with that.
Because everybody, our association, then you have the Chicago.
Belize, somebody remind me that it's 60 days, not 90.
60 days?
Yeah, it's
that's something like
it's
that.
60 days. I said 90, and they're telling me it's 60. So I'm just repeating what.
You got to prove it. So the thing is that with this diaspora thing and like that, they have been in the Belize breadbasket for years.
Okay.
We call.
I don't.
We're talking about voting.
I don't think anybody is minimizing the impact that the people in the diaspora have on this society via remittances, box, barrel, bag, with whatever it is, as well as actual emotional support and so on, and other contributions that people have made, medical and otherwise. So certainly, but the question is. What it is that you're doing it for? I mean, you're doing it because you're a God-fearing Christian person. You want to do well. Is it a quid pro quo?
You know why we do it? Because we love Belize.
Okay.
And we love our Belizean people.
Okay.
And all of us.
But what does voting have to do with that?
That leave over here doesn't have family.
But what does the voting have to do with that? Listen to me, man. Hold on. Don't run away with and forget the topic.
Carry on. I'm listening.
What does voting has to do with that? Voting in Belize politics. You're giving, you're contributing, you're doing all of these things. Maybe it's to your loved ones. Not always it's to the general public. Sometimes it's your loved ones that you are contributing. Maybe you're building your own house.
If you are a citizen of the United States, you cannot vote in Belize. The law is against that. That not mean that it not happen. But you cannot vote in Belize
if you have a U.S. passport,
if
right?
you are a U.S. citizen. That's what you swear unto.
That's right.
In the court.
So this would be to those who are only residents.
In the
only residents now.
But
then that takes away the whole concept of diaspora, because most of the time we view diasporas as citizens. But, there's quite a number of people living out there who are residents.
But hold on, that brings another factor. So are these residents not intending to become citizens of the United States? If you get the right to vote,
it's a pathway.
It's a pathway. But then what's your intention?
Well, we will know.
But
Well,
then
there you
again,
go. But it affects
if you are a
the voting.
resident, and so the last 5 years, you could become a citizen.
Do you?
But that not mean that people do that. You got many Belizeans, and not only Belizeans, many people in the United States were now become citizens.
That is what President Trump is trying to change.
What will happen right there with Haiti? You see how much a Haitian then is sent back?
Yeah.
But they were temporary status.
Provide job and house for them, and then they said no. They don't want to be citizens.
No.
So they stay there. Then
that's not true.
Them,
that is not true. They were left in that limbo position. They weren't given no choice. They weren't given no choice. That's a program they put in place. Them and the Syrians, and they kept them in a limbo position. They're what they call TPPs. They're temporary.
No.
And they didn't have a chance. There's no pathway for them.
They were seeking asylum.
They were seeking asylum, so they were in a.
But tell me something before you go. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I just want to ask you one question. From your experience, do you know of many Belizeans who are in the United States who want to remain only as, they don't want to become citizens, they just want to remain as residents?
They tell me to my face.
So they will never apply for an American passport?
I ain't not to change my flag. That was the word.
But I understand.
That was the word.
Okay.
We help a lot of Belizeans were residents, and so let me mention one name here that is a very strong Belizean and doing a lot for a long time. Georgia Brown Phillips, attorney in Miami. We, the association, once we know, we try to get you. It's right there. Remember, Reagan, Van Meste, who were there, just come and sign up. You know, then they call me now because they want to ship way out. So me not going, my brother go register. Because this thing is for free. But I'm not the bother with that. I'm not going to call them. I know a lot of them. I'm in the United States from 1984.
But you live in Belize now?
And there.
But you're in Belize now, right?
Yeah, right now I'm in Belize.
But you have a Belize passport and American passport?
No, for what?
No.
Why?
You don't have an American passport?
Yes.
Okay.
But what I'm doing on Belizean passport? I am Belizean.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go. You gotta write.
think that answer.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Okay, buddy. Thank you very much.
If you become a citizen, you get, in other words, you get a passport. Belize when they plan it, place of birth.
Yes, man.
Yes,
that's when they do. So let the people understand that and not they go around this and then, because just like you hear the brother up on the King, but nothing the way. So this is our problem.
You gotta go, Belize, then you gotta go.
Okay, Belize.
We get it. We get it.
And remember, brother, try when I told you about Beyond, the car company, that transport board, and then people they don't want to talk to you if you're not a relative or family or friend to friend to friend.
God.
The rate already, within in a late, it could start next year, January.
All right.
New year, new thing.
Okay, sir. Gotta go.
Drop the fare for the people because we're vexed with the taxi money, but you go on car where they give you 10 miles and a gallon. You can't charge $5 for go to 20 miles.
But that not only affect taxi drivers, that affect every business.
Affect me right now.
It affect me, so I can't drop nothing. You taxi your business, you know. That's your business.
Yeah. I don't know where Lenny to go.
You have to license it.
You gotta go.
Show your credentials.
You gotta go.
1975.
Okay, sir.
The United States government does not restrict citizens from participating in foreign elections. However, your ability to cast a ballot depends entirely on the laws of the other nation. Key legal consideration, and obviously it might be
so they can vote?
Yes, it says U.S. law compliance, holding dual nationality and voting in another country does not automatically jeopardize your U.S. citizenship. So it says the United States government does not restrict citizens from participating in foreign elections. However, your ability to cast a ballot depends entirely on the laws of the other nation, meaning
so that means you can vote. You can
yes,
vote.
This is
if
what
Belize allows it.
AI is sharing, somebody share what they pulled down, no?
Mm-hmm.
Some countries require you to live there to vote. For example, Ireland generally require residency. Many nations allow non-resident citizens to vote via mail or at embassies. France, United Kingdom allow citizens to vote from abroad.
Yes.
But to say there is a difference also, like when you're voting for a general election, like for presidents of the United States, it is the country voting. So it's U.S. citizens voting. So it doesn't matter where you are, you could vote for your president. When you're voting in constituency election
Right.
for your mayor or your councilman or your governor, you have to vote within the state or within your constituents.
Right.
And that is one of the limitations that
we don't have.
poses
we
a problem.
don't elect our prime minister.
Our prime minister have to win a constituent and then still command the majority of the party will win to be the prime minister.
That's right.
So we don't have a global or a country wide election where anybody could vote. Now, if that was the case, then all those persons in the diaspora would need to do is register with an embassy or wherever and get vetted. And when election day come, they can go and cast their vote for, say, the president or so. But we don't have that complexion with our Westminster
system. It's not set up like that.
So that is where the hurdles that we can't get over. The fact that you have to establish residences, like what Ireland is saying. So we have to say that you live here for the last 60 days. UK.
They set up like us. Yeah.
And so that's where we get some level of limitation. But as Lenny was saying that if you have a U.S. passport, you can't vote.
Yes,
there seems to be that they do not restrict you or penalizes you, but you might be restricted. Say Belize might say, well, you can't vote because you don't live here.
Right.
And because living here have a certain criteria.
That's right.
Are the law to
that
fulfill.
You're familiar with what's going on in the community. You need to know that. That's my main reason.
And
the point about if you're electing only the president.
You can be a distortion. You can be a distortion to an election, and not be part of the community period.
Because basically, it's not going to affect you.
No. You're out there, and whether you send back remittance or not, here nor there, you don't have to be the one that drives on the bad street or to get the bad drains or all of these things.
Hear all the promises.
that
are broken.
That doesn't really sit with you.
Okay.
But honestly,
we gotta go.
It's that time of the morning. Let's see, somebody sent me here. Let me see. We'll discuss that even greater than voting. The Diaspora Belizeans are now talking about being a senator. That came out at a summit that was just held. Okay.
What?
They want to be senator. I don't know. But again, why? What's the benefit?
How will they attend?
Senate meetings.
Yeah.
And so, you can constantly be a virtual input.
Do it
a virtual input. I mean, normally in camera, most Senate meetings are held in camera, meaning that you have to be there in person. Right. Again, there's a lot of discrepancy and limitations. I heard an argument along that line. Well, you got some NGOs because you have an NGO community, and many of them that are not originating from Belize and all of these things, but they're registered here. Most of the NGOs, in order for you to operate here, you have to be here. And remember, the Senate is an appointment. It's not somebody ever appoint you. It's not we have to go and change the constitution to add a 14 senator now, because right now we are up to 13. So anyway, that's for another set of discussion. 2 minutes after 9, I want to thank Karen Coote for doing a good job this morning. And Love FM, I want to thank our Master Control Operator, belated anniversary, William, and his wife, Haiti, as well as Manuela Ayuso and Richard Herbert for producing this morning's show, and Andrew Jones for streaming all our callers this morning. We thank you, plus our guests who came in from the Statistical Institute of Belize, and all our viewers throughout the length and breadth of this beautiful jewel of ours. We're glad you could join us. If you're streaming, we hope that this morning's discussion was engaging and informative. And as usual, we always say, come back again tomorrow, where we will do this all over again just for you. Ernesto, we do know you have choices. Take care of yourself. And
be kind to somebody today.
Yes, be kind, and always make sure that you continue to choose love. And when you choose love, we always say, Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Belize, and good morning. I say good morning, Belize, and good morning. And how are you this morning?
Wake up every morning.